Very good morning, friends. Today we are moving on to the day 8 of our FDP refresher program on NAAC Awareness and Revised Accreditation Framework. So, criteria 6 we are going to discuss today on leadership, governance, and management. This carries 100 points. So, introduction. Like in previous criterias where we have discussed about what kind of initiative that has to be taken by the institution, by the head of the institution, professor in charge, coordinators, assistant coordinators, and what kind of student supporting programs, research, innovation and extension activities, teaching, learning, evaluation, feedback system. So this is something totally relevant to that is in a sense teachers and students perspective. And this criteria 6 which talks about the leadership, that is top level management, and how they are planning their short-term goals and long-term goals of the institution, and what kind of financial management that they are practicing, what kind of professional development programs organizing for the teachers, what kind of like welfare measures provided to the teachers and non-teaching staff. So all such things that we are going to discuss in this leadership, governance and management. So these are the 5 key indicators: institution vision and leadership, strategy, development and deployment, faculty empowerment strategies, financial management and resource mobilization, internal quality assurance system. So the first one, we are going to move on to 6.1, institutional vision and leadership, which carries 10 points, out of which the first 5 points goes to 6.1.1. The governance of the institution is reflective of an effective leadership in tune with the vision and mission of the institution. So, like, how many of you are known about what is DB Jain College vision and mission statement? What is their goals and quality policy? I hope it is available in our calendar website. As per as per the ISO, International Organization for Standards, if audit happens, they will come and ask you what is the vision and mission statement of the institution, and what is the objectives of an individual teacher and non-teaching staff as well. So like here, this is qualitative in nature. You have to display how far the vision and mission statement of the institution, and what kind of a leadership style which is followed by the institution, what kind of nature of governance, like governing body and academic council, and also like a participative management, how far the teachers can participate in decision making. So all such things have to write in 500 words. So 6.1.2, the effective leadership is reflected in various institutional practices such as decentralization and participative management. So I hope the management people, commerce and management people, they'll be knowing this organizational chart, where the authority and responsibility place. So mainly generally the people participating in management is very much essential for collective decision making. Any decision making, you have to involve the involve the middle level and lower level management to participate and get their feedback and suggestions, so that they can top management, they can take it forward. And very importantly, there should be have a proper policy for this, and what is the role of each and every people, like in the sense, what is the role of a dean, what is the role of the head of the institution, what is the role of the head of the department, and like senior staff. As and I also said in student support and progression, where we have discussed even a student can be forming part of the decision making. So what is their role? So like this is a descriptive. All such details need to be updated in this part. So 6.2 strategy development and deployment. The institutional strategic perspective plan is effectively deployed. This is qualitative in nature. Mostly in criteria 6, you will be having a qualitative in nature rather than quantifiable information. So here they are talking about what is their strategic plan. Like any organization, there should be a proper strategic plan, future vision. The next 2 years, what is their plan? So the long-term plans to be laid down in the strategic plan in consultation with the principal, department committees, senior professors for strategy formulation. And also so please correct me if I am wrong. I think the academic council, where all the heads of the department and academic council members participate in that meeting, where what happened in the previous academic year and what is their future strategic goal. So those kind of agenda will be discussed in this academic council, and as well as in governing body as well. So strategic planning in the sense we have another 2 years time to go for NAAC. This might be one of the agenda, uh, may have this by top level management. So how far you are going for this academic excellence, employability, skills of the students, how you are going to connect the industry, how you are going to give importance for the social research, and as you know, like innovation extension activities, how you are going to inculcate the social responsibility among the students. And you can add on whatever that we are discussed in NAAC criterion. All such part can be taken into this strategic planning. And this is qualitative. You have to give 500 words. So 6.2.2, again this is a qualitative. The functioning of the institutional bodies is effective and efficient as visible from policies, administrative setup, appointment and service rules, procedures, etc. So as I said, the institution should have a proper organizational structure which should specify the authority and responsibility, where authority delegation of authority takes place, and you cannot delegate the responsibility. One of the important Henry Fayol's principle is you can authority can be delegated, but responsibility cannot be delegated. And what kind of the administrative policy that is followed, like in the terms of service rules, what kind of welfare measures that you are giving to the people, what is the salary structure, how they are recruiting the people, how they are handling the grievance redressal mechanism of teachers and students. So all this part need to be updated in this qualitative metrics. So 6.2.3 is implementation of e-governance in the area of operation, which carries 4 points. And again, this point, it's a quantitative in nature. I hope we are doing excellent job in terms of e-governance, in the sense starting from the student entering the campus, like the admission process, and till the exit, everything we are having it in ERP software, and fees collection, and even the examination model, and as well as the purchase module. Even if any of the requirement that you are purchasing, it goes through the purchase module of ERP software, and all such things are it's an automated one, where the top management approving through online rather than manual intervention. This is approving through automation through e-software. So the ERP software, what is the version that you're using, name of the vendor where you have purchased this ERP, and what is the expenditure that you have spent on each and every head, and policy document on e-governance. As I said, any point, any metrics, you need this policy document. So annual e-governance report which has to be approved by the governing council. This is a quantitative information. So moving on to the next 6.3 is faculty empowerment strategies. So what is the welfare measures that you are providing to the teaching and non-teaching staff. This is qualitative in nature, and list down the welfare measures given for teaching and non-teaching staff. So you have to, this is a qualitative, so you no need to give the numbers, but you have to mention what are all the welfare measures that you are providing to the staff members. Any unique welfare measure will get more weightage. So example I can take like insurance policy for teaching and non-teaching staff, and as well as for the students. So that is one of the welfare measures which has been provided by our management. Like that you'll be having multiple welfare measures. So how many beneficiaries are benefited from these various welfare measures as well. So all such measures should have a documentary evidence. Like if you take an insurance, you have to have that policy document and what is the premium that you have paid, and all the details of the staff, those who are given with this insurance facilities. So I have taken only welfare measures alone. Apart from that, you can also you can provide what are the career development opportunities which are provided by the institution to the teaching and non-teaching staff. Like a lot of faculty development program which was organized. Again, this is one of the welfare measures. What kind, which leads to for their career development, even the competitive examination, net SLET exams, how to face this net and SLET exams. So like these kind of a program which forming part of this welfare measures too. So 6.3.2 average percentage of teachers provided with financial support to attend conferences, workshops, and also a membership fee of professional bodies. And earlier we have discussed on the funds which is provided by the institution to the teachers in the form of a seed money that is purely meant for a project. But here they are talking about the teachers presenting their research papers in conference, seminars, and participating in any of the workshops which need to be paid by the registration fee which is borne by the management. So that can be taken into account here, where you need to list the teachers who are all got benefited and what is the fund that is provided to them, and also very importantly the membership fee of professional bodies. I request all the teaching staff join in any of the professional bodies. We have like Madras Management Association. Like that you will be having a different association where we can enrich ourselves. So and also requesting the management to provide funds to the staff to join these professional bodies, at least 50 percentage, so which is also gives more weightage for us, because you can see here we have 8 points. So like again I'm just insisting here, we should have a proper breakup in our financial statement so that the same can be submitted to the NAAC for supporting document. So 6.3.3 is average number of professional development administrative training programs organized by the institution for teaching and non-teaching staff. Like faculty development program which is organized by the institution on a regular basis, I hope, and I request the team, IQAC team, to organize at least 2 FDP so that you can have some 24 FDPs in a year, which gives us a more weightage. And similarly for administrative staffs, in terms of we can provide them a basic communication training, or even like accounting package. So all such programs should have a proper report And as I every most of the slides which I am telling, like you should have a proper circular invitation, brochures, report, resource person details, and geotag photograph, and it should be uploaded in our college website, and the same can be published in the newspapers as well. So this is a quantifiable information, need to give the numbers. So 6.3.4 is average percentage of teachers undergoing online face-to-face faculty development programs. So here you need to give the teachers list of the teachers, those who are participating in this face-to-face or online faculty development program. And very importantly here, the third point which talks about the programs of duration less than 1 week will not be considered. So even in our WhatsApp group, we are just discussing on this as well. And anything which is more than a week will be taken into account for this 6.3.4. That is where you can see 10 points which has been given to this matrix. So I request the teachers, faculty to take the course which was more than a week, and also which is organized by UGC and AICTE, will have a more weightage too. So you need a proper copies of the certificates, and that is a documentary evidence need to be submitted with NAAC. So moving on to the next 6.4 is financial management and resource mobilization, which carries 20 points. So this is totally, we are going to talk about the financial management aspects. 6.4.1, institution conducts internal and external financial audits regularly, which is a qualitative in nature. So you have to mention what is the frequency of this internal audit, and what are the documents that they are verifying, and the external audit, who is the external auditor, and they have to certify our financial statements. So I hope in annual report you will be having this audit report. So everything needs to be documented, and again this is you should have a proper policy when you need to go for this internal audit. What are the documents that they are going to verify? So all such things you should have a proper policy document. So 6.4.2, the funds or grant received from non-government bodies, individual philanthropists, which carries 10 points. So the grants that you're receiving from these bodies need to be properly recorded in our accounting books, and for what purpose the funds has been utilized, it should be replicated in our annual statement, and it should be properly verified by the auditor. So 6.4.3 is institutional strategies for mobilization of funds and optimal utilization of resources. So one of the strategic plan of financial management to be adopted by the institution, like they should have a proper budget, what kind of receipts that they are going to receive, and what are the expenditure that they are going to occur during the financial year. So they should have a proper resource handling, and effective utilization of funds is very important. And since the involvement of teachers will not be here, but anyway you should know what is the metrics is all about. So that is where it has been just explaining it to you all. So the details of mobilization of funds and how far it is going to be utilized should be properly mentioned in the accounting statement, and has to be certified by the auditor. And this is qualitative in nature. So final key indicator is 6.5 is internal quality assurance system, which carries 30 points. And I hope every college they will be having this IQAC cell. And so here IQAC has contributed significantly for institutionalizing the quality assurance strategies and processes. So which carries 10 points. So what kind of quality measures adopted by this IQAC for the development of the institution? And here we should mention what is the objectives of these IQAC functions, and what kind of strategies that they are adopting, and they should mention the several quality assurance mechanisms which has been initiated by the IQAC, So all such things are qualitative in nature, need to be given it in 500 words. So 6.5.2, the institution reviews a teaching learning process, structures and methodologies of operations and learning outcomes at periodical intervals through IQAC setup as per the norms, and recorded the incremental improvement in various activities. So whether the IQAC reviewing their teachers' performance appraisal, and what is the students' performance, and whether are they attain their objectives or not. As you all know, like the performance appraisal system, which is very much required when it comes for implemental areas. Like every employee, that is a teacher and even as well as the non-teaching staff, will be given a list of objectives to attain during the academic year. So those need to be listed. Say for example, I can take an objective in the sense at least a minimum of 6 FDPs need to be attended by the teaching faculty, and similarly, like they should have at least join in any of the one professional body member. So like this, you should have at least a minimum of 15 to 20 objectives to be given to the faculty members, and it should be in a self evaluation system. They have to the teachers and non-teaching staff at the end of the 6 months period, they have to fill this form and state where they are standing, that is whether have they obtained it or not. So like the performance appraisal system is one of the like example that I have taken. And similarly, like the performance of the students after the results, they should from IQAC team, they have to do the results analysis. They have to describe it, like they have to do the analysis part, where went wrong, whether any improvement areas need to be fulfilled. So like from the results analysis, the IQAC team have to evaluate it and they have to give the report to the management, and that is a documentary evidence to the NAAC as well. And even the feedback system which is followed, like what are the feedback system which has been taken from the students, teachers, alumni, parents, industrialists. All such needs to be data to be gathered and to be analyzed, and to be, it should have a proper suggestions, like which leads to an incremental improvements. So here you have to mention at least 2 incremental improvements happen due to this reforms of by IQAC cell. So here some of the examples which has been listed down. So work diary, I think everyone will be knowing this work diary methods, where you can see a lot of incremental improvements happen due to this work diary. So the work diary, you have this what is the plan, how we are going to complete the syllabus, and what is your day-to-day teaching class that you have handled. And so you should have a comparison, like what is your plan, whether you have obtained it or not. So which leads to an incremental improvement in your teaching style. So like that you can have different examples, and this is again where we need to concentrate much. The IQAC team have to do a lot of brainstorming session with the faculty members, identify and take it forward. So final 10 points goes to like quality assurance initiatives of the institution. So here some of the points. The first point, which is you have it in the metric itself, like whether do you have a proper regular meeting with IQAC, and whether have you collected the feedback, whether have you analyzed it or not, and what kind of collaborative quality initiatives with other institution for faculty exchange program, student exchange program, whether have you participated in NIRF, and whether are your institution certified with ISO. I hope NBA is not there, but ISO you can go for ISO as well. So here the documentary evidence is the minutes of the meeting. In case of a regular, if you have a regular meeting, you should have a proper minutes of the meeting. And as I said, the feedback collected, stakeholders, they are giving their feedback. It should have a proper analysis and what is the suggestions and what kind of an action taken plan based on that feedback system. And the AQAR annual quality assurance report. I hope Dr. Balaji sir and his team will work on this AQR every year. Since they are part of AACTE, since MCA comes under AACTE, every year they have to upload this AQAR. They are very much familiar, and you can also have a knowledge sharing session. The Balaji sir and his team can go and share this what is AQR and how it has to be filed through online. So it can be an online, it can be a knowledge sharing session. So as I said, ISO certified or any of the quality certificate from any recognized national, international agencies can give a more weightage for us. And NIRF, if you go for NIRF, you should have a proper supporting document. And collaborative initiatives, as I said, where we lag on this faculty exchange program, student exchange program, all such things need to be initiated by the IQAC team. And any collaborative with any sister concern, that same trust will not be considered. So that's all from my end for today's session on criteria 6, leadership, governance and management. So we have almost at the end of the criterions, where we have almost completed 6. Tomorrow we are going to discuss only final criterion 7, institution values and best practices. So requesting the team to watch this video, and please post your queries to Google Classroom so that it might be an interactive session. So thank you so much.